Friday then.
You felt that, didn't you? A memory. A version of the world that made sense. A guy with a rubber face and absolutely zero filter who made you believe that being completely, chaotically, unapologetically yourself was not just okay, it was everything. Now, what if I told you that guy might be gone? Not dead, not retired, just gone. And what if I told you that whether he was replaced, whether he sold out, or whether he just changed, the psychology of why we need an answer says more about us than it does about him. And that's where we're going today. Welcome back to Psychology of the Strange, part of the Darkcast Network. Welcome to the dark side. I'm not here to tell you what to think, just to shine a light on the dark corners of the mind and ask, why does this make sense to so many people? I'm Tara Peralt, and this is a hot take episode. It's shorter than usual, but this one just happened, like literally days ago, and I couldn't let it sit. I'm talking about Jim Carrey, the conspiracy theories exploding around him right now, the Val Kilmer angle nobody is framing right, and the deep reason why theories like this don't just survive, they spread. So if you haven't seen it yet, just a few days ago, Jim Carrey made a rare public appearance at the César Awards in Paris. That's essentially the French Oscars. He received an honorary award, a big deal, and a rare sighting. And the internet absolutely lost its mind. Not because of the award, but because of him. People started zooming in on photos, comparing them to old footage, pointing at his eyes. Why were they dark and now they look so much lighter? His face looks different. The energy is different. That electric, unpredictable, almost feral quality that made him him, it's just not there in the same way. And look, a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon actually weighed in publicly and suggested he may have had work done around his eyes, a procedure that changes the shape and the appearance of the eyelids. But here's where it stops being just celebrity gossip and starts being genuinely strange. Because people aren't just saying he had a little bit of work done. They're saying that's not Jim Carrey. Now, there are a few different replacement theories floating around. And one is the Val Kilmer angle. Val Kilmer is another icon, another larger-than-life personality from that same era, who died last year after a very public battle with throat cancer. Or did he? Because people are putting these two men side by side right now, and the resemblance in recent footage is genuinely striking. The facial structure, the eyes, something about the overall presence. And I want to be really careful here because I'm not standing here to tell you Val Kilmer faked his death and became Jim Carrey. I am definitely not saying that. What I am saying is this theory exists for a reason, and it's not random. It's not crazy. It's the mind doing what it does when reality stops adding up. And the fact it's two beloved figures from the same cultural moment, both of whom had very public philosophical and personal transformations before their respective disappearances, that's not nothing. That's the kind of strange that deserves a closer look. But here's the thing that nobody is really talking about, and this one genuinely gets me. Jim Carrey did not just have any face. He had the face. Think about it. His entire career, his entire identity as a performer was built on the most expressive, elastic, controllable face in the history of Hollywood. This man could do things with his face that shouldn't be physically possible. It wasn't just a gift. It was the instrument. It was the art. Ace Ventura, The Mask, The Grinch, even some of his more dramatic work like Eternal Sunshine, Man on the Moon. The face was always the window into something raw and real and completely unguarded. And now, if the reports of cosmetic procedures are accurate, Botox, fillers, surgical work, that instrument is frozen, locked, controlled. Think about what that means for a second. It's like a guitarist cutting off their own fingers, a singer deliberately damaging their vocal cords. It's not just vanity. It's like a betrayal of the craft itself. And this was a man who publicly, repeatedly talked about rejecting the Hollywood vanity machine, about aging with grace, about the ego being an illusion worth dismantling. So either something profound broke down between his philosophy and his private fears, or somebody else is wearing his face now. And I genuinely don't know which one is stranger.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
Now, here's where it gets really fascinating. And I mean genuinely academically fascinating. Because in the middle of all of this, a well-known special effects makeup artist named Alexis Stone actually came forward. She posted a photo of the César Awards look and captioned it, "Alexis Stone as Jim Carrey." She's not a nobody. She's a respected professional known for dramatic transformations. This was as close to a named, credible explanation as we're gonna get. Case closed, right? Except it's not. The conspiracy didn't die. It hasn't even really slowed down that much. People looked at that post, some called it cryptic, some called it staged, some said it was all part of the cover and more proof for it to be believed. And they just kept on believing. And I want you to sit with that for a second, because that moment is the whole episode. When evidence doesn't move people, when a reasonable explanation lands and gets rejected anyway, that tells you the belief is no longer really about the facts. It's doing something else. It's carrying something emotional that facts simply can't touch. The conspiracy at that point isn't about Jim Carrey's face anymore. It's about something people need to be true. And no makeup artist's Instagram post is going to reach that. That's just how the mind works. When it's protecting something, it's not ready to let go of. But thinking about the plastic surgery angle specifically, those of us who grew up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, we had a phrase for this. When someone we completely believed in flipped the script, when a musician went pop, when an actor stopped taking risks, when somebody who stood for something real suddenly stood for nothing, we called it selling out. And that was our go-to explanation. And yeah, it hurt, but there was something honest about it. It meant this person made a choice. Maybe for money, maybe because the pressure finally broke them. Maybe because being everyone's symbol for authenticity is its own kind of prison. It was human, it was disappointing, but it was real. Now, fast forward today, sold out has almost disappeared from the cultural vocabulary. In its place, they got replaced. They got compromised. The elites got to them. They're not the same person. And I want you to notice something about that shift. The replacement theory actually protects the celebrity. It says Jim Carrey didn't abandon his values. Jim Carrey didn't crack under the weight of his own philosophy. Jim Carrey was taken out. The real one is gone, and it's not his fault. And in doing that, it also protects us. Because if he was replaced, we don't have to sit with the uncomfortable truth that one of our heroes turned out to be deeply, messily human. Selling out requires the audience to accept something painful. Getting replaced lets everybody off the hook. Jim Carrey talked about in multiple interviews about how Hollywood uses entertainers as a distraction. Keep the people laughing, keep them entertained, keep their eyes on the screen so they don't look too closely at what's happening behind the curtain. He saw the machine. He talked about the machine. He warned people about the machine. And now he appears to have become the machine. If you believe the replacement theory, his own words wrote the blueprint for why he'd be targeted. He described his own alleged takedown before it happened. If you believe he just changed, then you have to sit with something even more unsettling. That even the people who see the Matrix most clearly are not immune to it. There's no version of this story that isn't strange. So, is Jim Carrey the same person? Was he replaced? Is Val Kilmer somehow part of this story? Did he sell out? Did something break in him privately that none of us can see from the outside? I don't know. And I think that not knowing is actually the most honest place to stand right now. What I do know is this. When someone who was a cultural anchor for an entire generation visibly, publicly, undeniably shifts, the mind needs an explanation. And that explanation we choose says everything about where we are as a culture. We are so desperate to protect people who once made us feel like the world made sense that we would rather believe in elaborate replacements than sit with the simpler, stranger, more human truth. Or maybe, and I say this with complete sincerity, maybe we live in a world now where the elaborate explanation deserves to be taken seriously too. Because in this day and age, you can never really be sure where the truth ends and the conspiracy begins. And that's what makes it such a strange time to be alive. Now, I did move this week's scheduled episode because when the strange stops being historical or theoretical and starts unfolding in real time, I feel like it deserves a little bit of attention. The episode coming Thursday actually expands on everything we talked about today. It's all about modern folklore, how internet stories, urban legends, and conspiracy theories emerge, spread, and evolve as we tell them to one another. Because sometimes the strangest stories aren't myths. They're the ones forming right now. So follow me at Psych Strange Pod for more strange between episodes. And until next time, stay curious and stay strange.
Ever hear a true crime case so wild you had to stop and ask, who does that?
Same. And that's exactly why we made our podcast, Stop. Who Does That?
We break down shocking cases, courtroom twists, and headline-making crimes you won't forget.
If you're obsessed with true crime and love the details most people miss,
come hang out with us on Stop. Who Does That?
Available on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.